Hi guys, what is the most important tool for a maintenance technician? I'll give you a hint. It's kind of hard to do your job when you can't see anything. So today on Life Meet Lightning, we're talking about flashlights. Welcome to Life Meet Lightning, where we talk about electrical things and other nonsense. We have fun here, so if you're new, subscribe and jingle the bell. In my last video, I did things a little different and talked about my work as an industrial electromechanical maintenance technician. If you missed it, be sure to check it out. I figured while I'm at it, I'd do a quick flashlight review this week as well. When I first started as an industrial maintenance tech a few years ago, I had a rather abrupt lesson about what the most important tool for a maintenance tech is. When I was in training, I followed my trainers up into a paint cure oven above one of the paint lines. Well, it's an oven, so obviously there are no windows. My trainers split up, realizing there were other tools we would need to do the job. One went one way out the oven, and the other went back the way we came, and indecisive me was left in the oven by myself with no flashlight. Guys? Hello?
So scared.
I bought 2 flashlights. So if you're new like I was, you need a flashlight, preferably a good one, maybe even 2. Probably. Definitely. Now, with the 2 flashlights I'm reviewing, I'm not going to go too far into specs and all that. I'm going to be answering the one most important question that most reviewers don't or can't answer. How do these flashlights perform on the job? I've used both of these lights for a couple of years, and I feel like I can answer that question better than most, because I've definitely abused them. So let's start with the first one I bought, the Phoenix PD35 TAC. This is a more expensive flashlight at about $60 on Amazon, and I got it because the reviews were good and people said it held up well. This has definitely been true for me. I've dropped this thing a lot. I dropped it from about 30 feet in the air onto concrete once, and it still works good as new. You notice the wear and tear on it. This isn't some new, fresh from the box, who knows if it actually holds up flashlight. This is my daily use flashlight, the one I actually use every day. This flashlight is very bright at about 1,000 lumens on its high setting. I've never found a situation yet where it wasn't bright enough. I usually use it on the middle setting even just to save battery life. It's plenty bright. Do note that it does not come with a rechargeable battery though. Some people have left bad reviews for this because at this price point they expected one. Again, for a flashlight that has held up this well, the price was definitely not an issue for me. For batteries, I opted to get some Nitecore NL1834 batteries along with their 2016 version new i2 charger. The 1834 I assume stands for 18650 style 3400 milliamp hour. i2 means it has 2 slots for charging, which is great because I usually charge my batteries for this flashlight and my other one that I'll be talking about later at the same time. Unfortunately, I don't have the charger with me, but it's a pretty great smart charger. It can charge all kinds of rechargeable batteries. Usually, I charge up my batteries once a week with my regular use. So, 2 cons that I want to mention with this flashlight. It does get rather warm when you run it at the full setting. Warm might be an understatement. It gets downright hot. As I mentioned before though, I don't run it on the full setting often, so this has never bothered me. And to be honest, it's actually kind of nice when I have to work outside in below freezing temperatures. The other con is why I bought the other flashlight I'll be talking about. This Phoenix flashlight has no magnet or pivot head. It's just a regular old straight shooter. You hold it and point it, and that's about the extent of its utility. So let's segue into the next flashlight I use every day, the Nikon N7. If I could buy only one flashlight, this is the one I'd get just for its utility. The whole reason I decided to do a flashlight review this week is because a friend of mine asked me to order one for her. Any product I actually buy twice, I feel is worth a pretty good review. And as it so happens, this is why I have a new one here to unbox. So let's do it. So this flashlight looks and feels well made. It has a great finish and honestly it's better than I expected for around 16 bucks. I got this flashlight because I needed better utility. If you're a maintenance tech or a mechanic or you just work on machines, you probably know 2 things. 1, you need to see to be able to work, and 2, you need both your hands. This flashlight has a great magnet on its base. I can stick it to just about anything. Well, as long as it's magnetic. In addition to having a magnetic base, it also has a swivel head, so it can be a straight shooter or a side shooter or anything in between. This means I can stick it anywhere and point the light wherever I need it. Two more pros. This flashlight is also very small. I can clip it in my front shirt pocket comfortably. It's also ambidextrous with batteries. I can use it with either a regular alkaline AA battery or I can use a 14500 rechargeable battery. I usually use rechargeables at work, but it's nice to have the option of using alkaline. Like the Phoenix, it does not come with batteries either, but at the lower price point, batteries are easier to afford. One thing to note though is that the alkaline batteries aren't as bright when you use them. They're about half the brightness. This flashlight is plenty bright for its size when you use the 14500 batteries in it. At its high setting, it's about half the brightness of my Phoenix flashlight, but like I said, I usually run my Phoenix on the middle setting anyway, so this Nikon does just fine for all my needs. For batteries, I got a 4-pack of EBL 14500s. They're lithium ion and about the size of a regular AA battery. I anticipated that these smaller batteries wouldn't last as long as my big 18650 Nitecore batteries, which is why I bought a 4-pack. I just change them out when they get low wherever I happen to be working. So let's talk about the cons for this flashlight. The smaller size means a smaller battery capacity, as I alluded to. I usually have to change the battery out about once a day, maybe every 2 days depending on how much I use it. Also, while this flashlight does get its share of abuse, I haven't dropped it onto concrete from 30 feet in the air yet. It does feel pretty solid, but just from the design of the swivel head, I'm not sure it would hold up quite as well as my Phoenix did if I dropped it from that high. With that said, I did drop this thing about half a dozen times onto concrete today from about 4 feet, and it still works great. One last thing that I wouldn't have considered about this flashlight if I hadn't noticed it with my Phoenix. When the Nikon batteries are depleted, it's lights out. You don't get much warning with this guy. The Phoenix, however, has circuitry that detects when the battery starts getting depleted and it kicks it down to a lower lumen output. It'll never leave you stuck in the dark with no warning. Okay guys, together I feel like these two flashlights are a perfect pair for a maintenance technician or any professional. Each of them complements the other's strengths and weaknesses. I highly recommend getting both. I'll leave links down below so you can check them out. I want to know though, what do you think is the second most important tool for a maintenance technician? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and before you go, if you like laughing, check out my Quick Tips playlist where I answer electrical questions for the average Joe in the most hilarious way possible. Smash the like button on your way out and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. This is Life Meet Lightning, here to bring a little lightning into your life.